Hey guys, it's Raven again, doing another Speedpaint video. This time on the second villain I'll be talking about from my Spamton AU, which is it's bizarre, but it's Wally Darling from Welcome Home. So I don't have much on Wally since, of course, canonly speaking, Wally doesn't have too much backstory. And a lot of things are still a mystery about him. It's the same within my story of my version of Wally. There's not much info to him yet. He's actually a mystery in my story. I will say, however, to start things off, that it's kind of the same. Wally used to work in a kids' TV show with Julie and the rest of the whole gang. But of course, something happened to Wally. The others had no clue what happened to him, so at some point the show stopped airing, of course, and Home has a lot to deal with the whole issue. But no one knows specifically what happened exactly. So as for how Spamton first encountered Wally, it starts off from a random nightmare that he has, basically, where Spamton sees a shadowy figure with bright red eyes, like sitting in the front of a desk under a light, staring directly right through him. And a familiar old phone is ringing right next to that shadowy figure, which is Wally. He keeps telling Spamton in an eerie way to pick up the phone, and he does this tapping noise with his finger against the desk, like he's sitting at. The phone ringing and the tapping ends up triggering intense fear within Spamton, so Spamton starts to panic, and Wally picks up the phone and holds it out to him, which releases that creepy familiar noise that Spamton instantly panics to. Well, because as we know, that's the sound that Gaster makes. That weird noise. So Spamton just starts booking it out of there. And he ends up in some like weird, like creepy forest that has a bunch of like phones and coiled wires hanging down, along with like chains as well. He's just like running as fast as he can out of there as like echoes of like Wally's voice keep telling him to pick up the phone, and it's being heard throughout like all the phones as he's like running. After Spamton like runs out of there, that's like when he wakes up and is basically like panicking like crazy, and Mia is of course extremely concerned about it and like calms him down and stuff. It's pretty intense and dark, a lot of the stuff that Wally like haunts Spamton with from his past, whether it's about the other Addisons, his brothers, or oh my god, when he haunts Spamton about when he was thrown in acid and hospitalized from it. When he makes Spamton see like this deformed, like creepy version of himself with like wrapped bandages falling off of himself. Like he's literally basically seeing a figure of his past self from when he was hospitalized from the acid incident. I didn't even mention this bit that Spamton sees to my friend that normally knows the entire lore, the lore keeper. Sorry, Gnarl. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, basically the fear that Spamton feels, or, well, when he knows when Wally is nearby. To describe it in detail, the fear that Spamton feels, he starts to feel like goosebumps all over him. And like, his heart starts pounding like crazy and his pupils start to like constrict, or get smaller if you want to say that. And he starts shaking as well, and that's the fear that Spamton basically gets when Wally is nearby. Especially when Wally does the tapping, that triggers it too. If you think about it, it's basically like how Puss in Boots gets whenever Death the Wolf is nearby, from the Puss in Boots movie. It's the same thing basically, in a way. Spamton does eventually like fight Wally a few times though, and Wally is still a big mystery and Spamton still hardly knows who he is. He does, however, eventually find a little something that showed that Wally was once part of a kid's show, though, that's all Spamton knows though. But yeah, Wally is one of the more dark and disturbing villains that Spamton deals with. He's intimidating, like, very. Hope you guys enjoy learning about my version of Wally and the torment he puts poor Spamton through. Hope you guys enjoyed my drawing as well, and stay tuned for more videos. So, as a bonus for you guys, I'm a little embarrassed to show this, but I'm also including my little animatic I never showed, which is I uploaded like little screenshots of it a little while back on my stories here on Instagram about Spamton's first nightmare encounter with Wally. Well, I'm gonna show it to you guys and hope you guys enjoy it.